there's nothing to discuss here. Yo, Lone Wolf, what's poppin', dude? How you going? To be honest, I enjoyed this RPG more than other RPGs that were released in recent years. More power to you, man. I just don't see how, though. This game isn't bad. I don't want to get to the end. I am, like, souring on the game a little bit as we reach the end, which is what I was worried would happen, because that's also what happened with Xenoblade 2, is I liked it for the first, like, 30 hours, and then I thought it sucked. This game, not nearly that bad. Hello, 3 level 66 unique enemies. What the heck? Ghost Fist, Cruel Fist, and Trick Fist. That's hilarious. That's very funny. But, I'm not, like... You know, I'm definitely souring on Xenoblade 3 a little bit. I feel like it's just really starting to drag for me. Maybe if I had, maybe if I wasn't streaming and I had been able to just stop playing it for a little while and then come back to it, I wouldn't be souring as much, but I still feel like I would be because, you know, you shouldn't have to step away from a game for a couple of weeks and come back to still be enjoying it, because I play plenty of other games that are around this length, if not more, and don't have that happen. But, I definitely don't want the narrative to become like, oh, he hated it, it was the worst ever by the time he got to the end. I think this game is still fine, but I don't know. We'll have to see how the story ends, but I definitely am not a huge fan of how the story has turned post-Agnian Castle, to be real with you. And we'll see how the rest of that plays out. But it's still got some good stuff going for it. Overall, I would still, if I had to rate it right now, I'd call this game good. But I definitely wouldn't call it great. Definitely not going to be like one of the best games I've played this year or anything like that. Hit the topple. We might be too low level for this. But boy, howdy, I'm going to try. If we can live long enough to get a really good chain attack, Mio going down that quick is not a good sign, though, especially when our healers are already fused for some reason. Help. Maybe if we get another healing hero. I think we're just too low level. Hi, guys. But again, if we get to a chain attack, if we can, like, kill one with a chain attack... No, all the healers are, like, dead. These guys attack super fast. Like, insanely. Look at how quickly they melt you. Alright. We will just ignore them. Further on we go, then.
Hey, this one means business.
I wonder what level... Zoa? Like Noah, but with a Z? In today's game theory video, I will explain why the Zoa and Noah, etc., etc. Die. Strange, most people I talked to loved it. Eh?
I'm the girl with the gall.
The girl with the gall. There were a lot of people that like Xenoblade 2 as well, but that game sucked. So. I also, like... Maybe I'm jaded because of my Xenoblade 2 discourse and the amount of people that liked... there were a good few people that liked Xenoblade 2, but I didn't. But I feel like Xenoblade, like, since 2 and 3... I feel like Xenoblade, and maybe I just didn't notice it as much with Xenoblade 1, but maybe there were some people like this with Xenoblade 1 as well. I feel like Xenoblade people get incredibly defensive of the games. And as a result, maybe they overrate it a bit. Because, you know, Xenoblade 2 got a ton of flack. And it got flack for some stupid reasons. Like, I'll admit it. The reasons I don't like Xenoblade 2 are obviously legit reasons to me, but I definitely saw plenty of people hating on Xenoblade 2 for reasons that are mostly irrelevant. And people got hyper defensive of that game. So I feel like the Xenoblade crowd in general kind of is like, they're a little jaded to people that don't like the game, so they like oversell it. Or maybe not oversell it is the right word. But I feel like when people who like the Xenoblade franchise try to defend Xenoblade 2, and maybe it's also been, I've seen it a little bit for 3, but not as much because 3 hasn't been out that long. But especially with Xenoblade 2, like, they go above and beyond to be like, it's one of the best games ever made. And I'm like, it's just not.
We're unstoppable with you around, Senna.
I'm the girl with the gun.
That's true for every community. To an extent, you're not wrong. Obviously, if you're a fan of a game, you're gonna bend over backwards a little bit more to, like, defend it when it's referred to negatively, for sure. But I don't know, I feel like it's especially prevalent with Xenoblade, and then probably also Persona and SMT. But Persona and SMT have the worst fan bases on the planet. And I say that as a huge Persona fan. There is honestly no fan base worse than the larger SMT fan base. Because, you know, you can like, you can break apart that fan group into, like, people that are just for Persona, people that are just SMT, or both, etc. Just, you know, just lump them all together, they're the worst.
You want some more?
Bow, bow, bow.
Enemy's broken away from me. How? We can do this.
I'll fit the bug.
But anyways, yeah, you know,
You guys ready for this?
that's just how it be sometimes. But also, like, you know, you can, like, if a game is popular enough, like if a franchise is popular enough, which I think Xenoblade in recent years, like from Xenoblade 2 onward, because of getting on the Switch and more people being able to get into the franchise, is big enough for this now, you'll always find people to support your argument. You'll always be able to be like, well, I talked to a lot of people that liked it. I can tell you that I talked to a lot of people that didn't like it. It's really hard, like, at large to gauge, like, how, or gauge. I always say gauge wrong and people get upset about it, but that's how I've said it my whole life. But, wait a minute, is this gonna be a cutscene? No, it's just giving me little way markers, which honestly I appreciate. But, you can always find, like, examples and be like, I talked to like 8 different people personally, and they all thought it was like the best game ever. And then I could be like, well, yeah, I talked to like 7 people and they thought it was like fine, but not great, or they thought it was trash. I think that's especially true of Xenoblade 2. I can find you plenty of people that both loved or hated Xenoblade 2. That's not difficult to do.
You're doing great out there, Lance. How's that? Here, here it is.
Bum, 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 bum. Excuse me, die. Vokuku. Darth Vokuku.
What happened to not being careless?
Your time is now.
Looks like a pretty
Ah, I was really hoping I could, like, squeeze by this guy. He was not having it.
Can't let you show me up. Keep them intact.
Dude, I hate flying enemies in this game.
Now's your chance.
Now that all of the, it doesn't happen very often, so it's like a super minor complaint. Because I can't really think of many instances. Actually, I can remember last stream we were fighting a unique enemy, or a stream before that that was flying over an area. But because all attackers rely on positional stuff now, which isn't how it was in Xenoblade 1. In Xenoblade 1, it was like, I think it was just Shulk and Fiora that did positional stuff in Xenoblade 1, if I'm not mistaken. None of the other characters were positional based. Maybe Ricky had some positional arts? I can't recall. But like when you run into an enemy like this where you like can't get behind them, or if they're far enough back that you can't even get to the side of them, that one we could get to the side of, then attacker rolls just become like dead in the water. Oh, I was walking into a wall because I was looking at the chat. All fan bases have their overbearing lot? Yeah, to an extent.
Oops. They
But,
found us.
like, you cannot sit there and tell me that there aren't some fan bases that are worse than others. Because there absolutely are. some fan bases are more chill than others, and you can tell.
Eyes over here. How thoughtful. Got it. Thanks. Eyes over here.
Like, that's not even up for debate. It varies from group to group.
Unstoppable.
You'll very rarely, if ever, find one that doesn't have, like, some people that are, like, quotation marks overbearing, but, you know,
Eyes over here.
some are definitely worse than others. Excuse me, die, please.
Luminous illusion.
I think it's as you said, depends on how big or mainstream it is. At times, I mean, you know, there are exceptions. I've never really seen people who are into Mario games be, like, really annoying or awful.
Feel it in my bones.
I'd say Mario's pretty mainstream. One of the most up there ones you can get. I've never seen, like, incredibly overbearing Mario discourse.
You think you're all that for ya?
Same for Kirby, but Kirby's a bit smaller scale than Mario. Mario's like the biggest one I could think of at the moment. I don't do a lot of interacting with fan bases nowadays either, so I might just be a little out of the loop on some of them. But I feel like Horizon's fan base is pretty, like, they're all pretty chill. And Horizon is fairly big. How much did Horizon Zero Dawn sell? I don't even know. But I mean, that's a big game right there.
Got you covered.
You're missing out on the fiasco that is the Mario trailer? No, I'm not. First of all, that has nothing to do with the games. It's about a stupid Hollywood movie. Who cares? And, like, the only drama that's happening from that is that some people are annoyed that it's Chris Pratt doing Mario instead of the guy who's done Mario for, like, years in the video games. That's not, like, really a big drama. It's, like, the only thing in recent years Mario-related that I know of, and also it'll, like, blow over really fast. People will pitch a fit about it for, like, a month or two, and then they'll be like, all right, whatever.
Time to send them.
Nice. That's how you pull off a win.
Yeah. See if we can keep this up.
Better give it a good once over.
It's also, like, I'm pretty sure most people are like, first of all, I don't care about the Mario movie at all, and also, I don't care about Chris Pratt being cast as Mario. I really don't. But, like, I feel like from the little bit of discourse I have seen on, it doesn't seem to be working. I have seen on Twitter is mostly just people agreeing that it should have been, what's his name, Charles Martinet? It's mostly just a bunch of people agreeing with, like, a bit of a minority disagreeing that Charles Martinet should have been the Mario movie guy. Which, again, I don't really care either way. But, I mean, like, that's super minor. I'm here now. I have no idea where I'm going. What the
Guys,
heck
check
is
this
that?
out.
What are those freaks?
Looks like we can get to the doors from here.
Hello, that's a unique enemy I'd like to try and fight.
Should be time for dinner soon, right?
No, we're in Origin trying to stop the end of the world or whatever, Senna. We don't have time for dinner. You should have eaten before we went into the giant death sphere. What are you on about, girl? What are you talking about? Hey, someone get this aggro. Aggro is so whack in this game. Sometimes it feels like. I think I remember some people in previous streams talking about how, like, defenders in this game aren't that great at getting aggro compared to the previous games. I really do feel that sometimes. I feel like, again, this comes back to the, like, I still don't like that it's 6/7 characters in combat at all times. But I feel like it's really hard to keep up with aggro in general with just how many characters there are.
Feel it in my bones. Sidewinder.
You went above and beyond what I expected, Senna.
Huh?
Gimme.
Wow, I'm honored.
Anyways, at the end of the day, I still just fall to my default when it comes to video games. Now, Creeping Hamil, good name. To my default when it comes to games nowadays, which is just don't interact with fandoms at all. find a small group of friends or a small community that you like to interact with, which for me is my close friends that you usually see me streaming with, and occasionally my chat. And, like, discuss video games and stuff with them, but otherwise, just, like, leave the fandom at large alone. Just ignore them. Like, they're not worth the hassle at all. Bum, 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 bum. Hey, stop it. Ah. Yo, got a break? Get a topple? A lot of people going down right now. I got aggro as soon as I got rezzed. Aggro is nonsense in this game. Thank you. Ba-na-ba-bum, ba-na-ba-bum. Ba-na-ba-na-ba-bam. Dude. Oh, dang it, Uni went down right when I hit chain attack. I was stun locked by one of the weirdest comments I've ever seen in chat. I don't mind the number of characters as I have played games without bench experience. What does this even mean? What on earth are you talking about? What kind of correlation is there with what you just said? Makes like no sense. Just give me the 100 here, because we don't have Uni. This is going to be weird.
You're doomed now.
Bum, 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 bum.
I'll dice you up.
This dude might be too high level for us. If we get to another camp, I might boost us like 2, maybe even 3 levels, based on the enemies we're running into, because I expect the bosses to be higher leveled. We haven't been doing side quests, so for the first time in the entire game, we're actually, like, not even really behind the level curve. We're probably about where we should be, which is insane. But, you know. Cannot get a break to save my life. Let's do this. This is going to get a little risky, but we don't have Uni, so we have to be a little whack here. Got to make sure I get to 150 with Noah. Please get the break topple. Thank you. Let's go. I'll never get tired of the spin around for the Full Metal Jaguar attack. Ooh, really good reactivation. Really good.
I used my thinking muscles for this one. Check out what I've got in mind.
You would have to get... I can't even get to 99 because I have 2 reds.
I used my thinking muscles for this one.
We should do you... Well... Yeah, do you, then Senna, then Mio. That should complete the thing, hopefully. Senna will get to 75 with First Blood. She has to. And then we'll have Alexandria to ensure that we finish whatever the next order is. No matter who we get back. And we'll get back whoever has the highest points with Mio. Okay, yeah, Brave Assault. I talked myself into it. Bum, 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 bum. Games that don't grant any experience points to anyone not in battle, like Star Ocean 3. Yeah, I know what you mean by bench experience. It's just that there's no correlation to having 7 characters in battle and not having bench experience. Like, it's... Like, I understood what you mean by bench experience. It's just, like, nonsensical. Like, saying, I don't mind there being 7 characters on screen, which Chaos has pointed out, at least to him, is too many characters on screen, it's hard to keep up with what's going on in battle, etc., so on. Because I've played games where there are characters who aren't in combat and don't get experience out the go. It's like, those two problems don't correlate to one another, like, at all. Don't get to 8. Yeah, you're getting nowhere near 80. We're good. We're good. And then Mio can close out with the launch smash. Let's go. Good damage. Good damage. Like, the solution to games that don't have bench experience is to include bench experience. The solution isn't to throw every character in combat at all times.
This should be our plan of attack.
I might have the answer.
I might have the answer. Yeah, you know what? Reduce aggro. We're having aggro issues. If I attack with you, you get +5 from Agni, and I think you will get to... Well, no, you'd have to get +12. You might not get to 80 if I attack with you first. And then we can also attack with Senna. I'm willing to take that chance. Plus, we get 2 chances at a break if she doesn't make it. Oh, yeah, she didn't even get close. Please get the break. Rip. That melted some HP, though. You love to see it.